Hey guys, it's Mathel here once again with the follow-up Endgame video for the elemental hit Barrage-based Deadeye Wanda. And it was pretty goddamn good. I was very happy with this character in the end. I would have loved to have filled out a bit more of the character's sort of life and defensive aspects, and it still ended up hitting a decent amount, and I could have invested a lot more to get it to higher, but we got something like 50, 60 attack dodge, and once I got the elusive boots on as well, we were damn near attack and spell dodge capped most of the time, so we weren't terribly squishy, and then a lot of the times it's just straight up make sure you kill everything before it touches you, as is customary. So the playstyle was still very good. We rarely died, almost hit level 95, did lots of endgame, and the DPS was surprisingly good. Last time I tried Ellie hit Wanda, it was still decent, but the way I ended up building it just left it lacking on single target damage, and this time around, I'm pretty confident I could build a Wanda in this same sort of style, using Deadeye, Ellie hit, both through Barrage or just single hitting to tens of millions of DPS. It's pretty damn good numbers at the moment, and this is just right here a quick example of the microtransaction of Ellie hit with all this Barrage shit. It is strictly a pay-to-lose system because the MTX has a lot of particles to it, that when you like hit, they explode and kind of start fading. And when you have a lot of those hits going off, you can see that the particles just like kind of clutter up the screen and actually lag you. So it's a laggy MTX. FPS drops, you get them on both the MTX and not the MTX, but this one actually lags you as well. At least that's been my experience. Maybe you'd be finding it somewhat different, but I like having non-MTX anyway. It looks a bit more elemental. But the clear for the skill was in the end Barrage with chain support. Of course, you could use Awaken Chain. Of course, you could spec into an additional chain if you'd really rather. We don't strictly need that 2 additional projectile node from Deadeye, though it is a single target increase in the long term. So you can make the character much better for clear. Though you could also just not use the Barrage and end up running GMP with Chain, and you could even spec the character up into Elemental Equilibrium and just ignore Barrage altogether, and then make it a hit-based sort of elemental hit. It's a little bit of a point respec or reshuffle, but in the end you'll end up hitting still about 10 to 15 million DPS, except you'll be hitting with your individual Ellie hits for about 2 to 3 damage, 2 to 3 million average sort of damage, as opposed to about 10 to 15 million DPS with really small average hits. It's a lot prettier and a lot cooler to have this little Barrage-based version, and you'll see me fighting my first ever, not first ever, beating my first ever, I think it was, Ultimatum dude on this character. So it's not anything too special to fight in the end. You just have to dodge a couple of slams that are happening here, and then he's pretty low on health, so you just blow him up. That said, it is a pretty rare fight, and it's still extremely lethal if you don't know what you're doing against it, and if you pick the wrong mods for yourself during the ultimatums. I did pick the projectiles everywhere node, and got him one time and couldn't actually do any damage because I couldn't hit him whatsoever. So careful with that shit. Otherwise, you can see that the single target is pretty good. The situation is, though, that you have to get a little bit of ramping happening through the Trinity, because until Trinity is properly up, your damage is like half of what it should be, and then as well as that, your frenzy charges need to come up for maximum DPS, and you need to try and keep up your inspiration as well. I did incorporate a Arcanist brand power charge on crit wave of conviction setup. So the wave of conviction is just giving fire exposure, otherwise a few power charges here or there, though you can divert the build's sort of passives into a cluster instead and then get corrosive elements, which is going to be a much better version of exposure. And a cluster is actually going to be the ultimate min-max of the build, but I couldn't really justify reshaping it at this point of the character. And as well as that, I think CI could also be an extremely potent version of Deadeye Ellie hit Wanda right now. you'd end up hitting about 6 or 7,000 energy shield with the template I've got up that I'll link for you guys. But it'll be quite a bit more expensive. You will love to have a Disciplined Watcher's Eye, which is pretty damn expensive for the energy shield on hit. Otherwise, pretty much similar gear, just a bunch of energy shield, and you'll go for a cluster. You'll get more out of it though, so if you really want to min-max, you can do something like that, or bring it to an entirely other ascendancy if you really want. Overall, I absolutely love the character. I thought it was a huge success as far as Ellie Hit is concerned. Happy to play it, could keep playing it, but we will move on. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Man, I forgot. I keep forgetting to pop Blood Rage for all of my DPS phases. I'm missing 20 attack speed by doing that. And I still am not comfortable with it right now, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to Dying Sun for this phase because I need to make sure I'm getting some flasks still up. But it does mean I'm vulnerable.
I will have what I want.
Yep. Wait, my Dying Sun is still absolute balls. 7% increased? Like the worst Dying Sun on the fucking server, dude.
Cascade of why?
Cascade of Y. Ah, it's fucking Rigwald, he's immune.
Irritation is growing. Do what I say.
Wait, what?
Cascade of pain.
Isn't she supposed to do a memory fucking phase? Alright, so she got an extra round of fucking ground degen because of the way that this ended up stalling. It was really bad.
Scurry, scurry. A cascade of pain.
Stop resisting.
I'm gonna be pretty on the fucking ball.
Punishment inescapable.
Arrogant toy.
What the fuck is that?
Be an escape.
Okay. Gotta do a fucking proper memory phase. Uh-oh.
Scurry.
I don't think I remember it well enough. Nope, did it. Cool.
Get still.
This is bad. Just gotta play defensively for now, I think. Go sheep portals or something. Okay, there we go.
I'm not up to that just yet.
It's kind of hard to line up damage with fucking fast shot with all this shit going on. Ugh, finally.
Must enjoy our
My first orb for the league.
continues to play. You and I should do this.
First orb for the league, baby. What do we use it on? Nothing, as far as I can tell. Oh yeah. Back to 0 Kex. You doubted me, you silly doubter. Bitch. Kind of a nice boat.